Hi guys, we're live, and yes, it's that time again. It's the Liver Awareness Show. Get your comments in, get your questions in. Also, going to be explaining a little bit about my original condition as well. But any also causes you want to raise, bring them on. Come on and have your say. I'm going to put the link in the chat now. So if there's anything you want to raise up, please do. You're more than welcome to. So there it is. Link is in the description. But first, I need you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Let's get this shared out while we're live. Get more people involved. And Hannah, hi Steve. Hope all is better. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Hopefully, we'll get a good result tonight, and I can feel a little bit better. But from what I'm hearing from the team news, it doesn't look like it's going to be a good story. But there you go. That's a different story entirely. So hopefully we can also get some guests on while we're live as well. Gonna pin the message up. So the link is now pinned up on the chat as well. So you don't have to, you can just click on it straight away. Yeah, so again, I'm going to go through a little bit through my original condition this show. So that way, if anyone wants to watch this on a playback, they can look up the information, and they can also check the information online as well. You can check it through the CLDF website by all means. But we've got already 4 people in the chat, and like I said, if you want to come on and have your say, please do, please do. So let's get into it. So the original condition I was born with was extrahepatic biliary or biliary, if you want to call it. We've got Daniel in the chat. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you? Good.
Yeah, not too bad. By the way, what do you think about Tuchel coming in?
It's all right. Just have to back him, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think with the German connection and all that, you should be okay. But hopefully the result. I think the one thing I'm jealous as an Arsenal fan is that you act like a big club and you get it done. Right?
Yeah.
So, go on.
No, I'm just saying I get you.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'll just go through my original condition, which is biliary atresia, and you can look this up on the on the CLDF website, particularly Children's Liver Disease website, because it explains it in English. Unlike Wikipedia, that uses all the Latin doctors' language, which you can never make sense of, pretty much like their fucking handwriting. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Handwriting, sorry. But yeah, this is very clear, very easy to understand. So and you can also, this is a PDF you can download, and this is and you could do this for any condition that they come up with. So like I said, it's written for parents, carers, children, young people, right? Yeah. So introduction. An important function of the liver is to make substance called bile. Bile is a liquid which passes into your gut through small tubes called bile ducts and is stored in the gallbladder. Bile contains waste products, and it's basically like the fluid that helps you digest everything. So biliary atresia is a medical condition which can occur either before birth or shortly after birth due to the bile ducts becoming inflamed or obstructed. It's either that or not forming abnormally. I was already before I was born, so you can see, look, even come up with clear little diagrams to show you. So you can see here's the bile ducts on the right hand side, and you can see where it all links up and what goes wrong with it. So the cause is unknown. They don't know exactly why, but they know it's hereditary, and it's genetically it's genetically based, so it happens in your genetics, but it's not hereditary. So if you had kids, you wouldn't get it again. So if I had kids, it wouldn't happen in another family. if you understand.
Yeah.
Have you got any questions to it so far to this?
You're explaining it fine.
By the way, if there's also any causes you want to raise up, please do. It's not just like like just purely for liver awareness. Especially when like we had that mental health awareness show as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awarenesses that need to be highlighted in this time, and that's what I'm sort of branching out this channel to do. But this is more the basis for, say, because they have their own hive network, the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. If a kid doesn't want to come on this channel and raise their raise any and ask any questions about their problems or make their problems known, they could look back at this and look up the information they want to. It's especially when someone like me, who's been there, done it, has also been through it. Christian, what's good, people? Yeah, we're all good. If you've got any issues you want to raise, come on and do so. So yeah, what are the signs? So you get physiological jaundice, which is very common, but it usually clears after 2 weeks. So in the first 2 weeks of life, you can't really tell if someone's actually got liver disease or not, because I was actually born without any jaundice whatsoever. So you wouldn't tell that I had a liver problem. It weren't until later on with the other signs. My other signs were my stools weren't the right color, my urine was the right color, my I was constantly feeding. My mum didn't get a break from me feeding because it just went straight through us. And it wasn't until we did blood tests afterwards that you'd find, so yeah, like urine color, pale stools. So yeah, it's diagnosed for a urine test, an ultrasound, liver tests, blood tests. So mine was a blood test. If the doctor was actually 2 weeks late from holiday, he would have been diagnosed at 4 weeks, not 6. But there you go. We didn't know nothing about like chasing things back then. And that's the one thing I stress to anyone who's, even if they go for just a normal health like visit, if you need to do a follow-up, chase it, because they're not going to come to you. You got to go to them because they're so busy, they move on to the next patient. So if like you wanting treatment and you need it now, go to your doctor straight away or nag them. Sometimes it's one of those, whoever shouts in the room loudest gets the treatment, which is harsh, but it's true because there's so many people. Oh, you're joking. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Am I streaming? Okay. It branched off into another channel for some reason. Yeah, how can it be treated? Usually it requires surgery. A Japanese surgeon with the last name Kasai did a procedure which I had at 6 weeks and 3 days. So after being diagnosed within 3 days, I was having this procedure. And the aim of the operation is to help drain the bile from the liver into the gut, because what would happen then is then the bile will get released into your system, and bile into your system is like poison. I mean, if my third liver transplant, which I think I sprayed on the mental awareness show, which is where I started having later on in life mental health problems, is because that was my first experience, and what was being released into my system was bile. And if it gets to your brain and it goes over a level of 1,000 on a blood test, you're at risk of getting brain damage. And eventually, if it builds up too much, it will kill your brain dead. So it's not something, it causes also encephalopathy. So you're confused, you're this, you're that. So yeah, it's not. Try not to have it in your system if you can.
Yeah.
Yes, biliary is confirmed. Yeah, with the procedure, and from my experience, now there are cases where it's worked and no one's had to have a transplant afterwards. From what we were explained back in when we first started it, they sort of came out with that it ain't really going to work. It's more likely you can have a transplant anyway. But what we'll do is it gives it time to build yourself up for one. So in a sense, it worked because it gave me the time I needed. What happens during normal anatomy? So you can see, look, there's the normal anatomy here and normal bile ducts. And you can see where they've literally just connected it straight to it. And you can see there's just loads and loads of information. We could go on for ages about what stuff they can use to treat, what stuff they can give. And yeah, it's just it's the amount of information the charity provides is unreal. Honestly, and if anyone has any issues and wants to look it up, this is the best place to look it up. Right, screw Wikipedia. So
you see me, what I look like for the first time. You're right.
Yeah, well, I mean, Wikipedia is all right, but they just break it so into detail, right?
Yeah.
With again using doctor's language, that most of it you're going through it, and you're like, you've missed half of what you need to know because you can't understand it. So, but yeah, you got any questions for that?
No, it's all funny. You're explaining it all right. Don't really know that much about it.
Yeah, we've got Bhargav on the channel. How are you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Good. Is the audio better today by any chance?
Yeah, it's all right. Well,
Sort of.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
just don't have my I just don't have my iPod the AirPods charged, so like I was just wondering. Yo, that disease, by the way, it sucks actually. Any like liver disease sucks. Period. You probably know about it more than most. So, it's like one of your big causes, right? Like what other what are the big
This was
ones?
the original condition I was born with.
It was the original what?
This was the original condition I was born with. Oh, hello. He's disconnected.
He's gone again.
John, how are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Hopefully we can get Bhargav back in a minute. But yeah, you got any questions so far? Oh, hello. Yeah, you got any questions so far about biliary atresia, about liver disease, or there's any issues you want to raise yourself, any causes like mental health, stuff like that?
Not really. No.
No. Yes. Football United TV. Hello all. Subscribe. Yes. If anyone's in the building, they're all new. Subscribe. Right. Share. Like the video. Right. Let's help get awareness for liver disease out there, because it is a very important, probably a very important disease, that because there's so many types and there's so much about the liver that a lot of people know about. Right? There's very little known about it. So, which I think when it's the second most complicated organ in your body, I think that's pretty poor, to be honest. So, yeah, what I'll actually look up is I'm going to look it up now. What I've got at the minute, which is portal vein thrombosis. So bear with me. Anything else you want to discuss about football? Anything like that?
It's Mourinho's birthday, remember?
Yeah, it's Jose's birthday. Happy birthday to the gaffer.
Who?
Birthday to the
Oh.
legend himself.
Who?
That you're
Jose
lucky to
Mourinho.
have. Yes, his
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah, Jose.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. Wait, he had to put the big guns on against Wickham.
Yeah, second half. Yeah.
Wickham.
I know,
I mean-
man. And I can find FC in it.
Oh, I can Fenway FC.
He didn't do anything,
Oh,
really.
he wasn't even on the pitch for most of the game, but you still had to bring him on.
Yeah.
Now, this might be a little bit off tangent, a little bit, because I've got portal vein thrombosis, but some of the symptoms they're coming out with, I've got completely different symptoms for. And some of the
Okay.
symptoms I've got, they haven't got that on there, such as losing albumin and stuff, because it's very rare, actually. Samin, hi, Stephen. Nice to see you again. Football United TV, special day for the special one, is it? Yeah, well, I'm not going to comment. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? Let's just not go there. I've pinned the link up on the chat if anyone else wants to come on. We've got except to continue on to the site, whatever. Bear with me,
Steven,
guys. I'm just gonna.
Steven, I got a question.
Yeah. Ask away. Honestly, I ain't offended. Go ask away.
What are the worst symptoms you've had? Like, what would you say are the worst symptoms?
When I've gone into liver failure.
Okay.
When I was that real proper liver failure, like as standard, is when I was 11. That was my first experience.
Okay.
Because the other two transplants were when I was 14 months and 17 months. So unless you build a conscience that early, you ain't gonna know. So 11, and that's probably where the mental health issues about 5 or 6 later developed from. Because I kept having nightmares afterwards about it. Because I can remember literally every day of it. It was couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I just slept all day. I was having feeds. Right, I didn't. What I was having feeds through a tube up my nose. Right, and it would go into my stomach, and then I'd throw that up, and then got to have the tube back in again. Right, cannulas every 2 weeks. Right, and yeah, and every day the level of bile that I was explaining earlier kept going up and up and up and up and up and up and up at an alarming rate. And that it weren't too much longer. They were going to have to put us out to just drain the system.
Okay.
No. Well, it was going to also feed me nutrients and drain the system, but they didn't know if they were going to wake me back up again. And that was about the night before I got and the night before that they were going to do that, I got the liver. So luckily I didn't have to go get knocked out and have to tell my parents goodbye and might not be able to see him again.
That's a scary thought, man. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, and the thing is that they didn't cover it up because I know I was half in, half out most of the time. I did when I was away, wanted to know what was going on because in my mind I couldn't cope with not knowing what's going on. So it's like when I have a cannula, I've got to look at it. I've got to look at the needle going in. I can't because otherwise I lose. I hate being not in control of that situation. So they didn't sort of dress it up and like cover it up a little bit. I knew what was going on. I knew what would happen if I didn't get a liver. It was simple as that.
Did you end up having a lot of swelling?
Yeah,
Swelling.
I mean, I get swelling now because I lose albumin, and what albumin does is absorb all the fluid in your body as well as the nutrients, right? The food that you eat, right? And that's how you be able to gain weight. If you don't have protein, which is like the white of an egg, sort of stuff, it's similar to that. If you don't have that, if I don't have that every week, that I go on Thursdays for, they practically say that is keeping me alive, those infusions at the minute, because like without it, you waste away and you get full of fluid and God knows what. And I still cope with that. So the fluid comes and goes here and there, depends on what the level is. So, but yeah, there's anything like you want to raise up, any causes you want to raise yourself, like anything you're suffering with, you want to raise up, such as mental health, like cancer, Alzheimer's, anything close to you that you've experienced.
Are you talking about me or just in general?
Yeah, anyone.
I mean, here in the States, like where I live, like two of the biggest issues are like mental health. Everybody, the saying goes, you're pretty much like one life crisis away from like ending up in a psych ward, and and that's for anybody. It doesn't matter like how well off you are. So you could be really rich, you could be really poor, you could be you could be president of the world, you could do it, it's all across the board. It doesn't matter who it is. So here, like one of the big issues was drug addiction, because with the heroin and whatnot, and the awareness of that is now more prevalent here. It used to be that for their kids, like parents used to like mortgage their second houses just to like pay off their rehabs. That's what's close to me like right now. It's I mean, for me, like I would say like I wouldn't really say I suffer from like the mental health stuff. I try to stay as positive as possible. Try to like just be motivated.
I would just stop you there. Is that I try and be like that as well.
Yeah.
So like before a transplant, you'd always find me just outside the theatre laughing and joking, saying it's
Right.
my office, I've been there before, right, back to my day job, this, that and all the other. It doesn't mean you're not suffering with it. I mean, that's just like a cover. So yeah, if sometimes just saying that being positive doesn't mean that you don't have your own mental health issues.
I mean, I agree with you, but I think like there's a fine line between just you're going through life with the ups and downs, and there are people that view the downs differently than the ups. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
So like I do think like some people the downs are really, when they get down, they get really down, and then there's some people that they're going through something and then they'll view it as a challenge or positive, in a very positive way. So true depression, I think, is when you're just like blah, right? Like I feel like that's like true to like your symptoms of it. There's you lack sleep, you lose interest in things. There's a whole bunch of symptoms, and you got to have like a bunch when it's like actual depression. But I think the big thing right now is like we're going through this like phase of corona, and hopelessness is a big issue right now, right? For everybody.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I do think like one of the hardest parts is like the lack of social connection with other people. I will say that sometimes like you feel like you're disconnected from the world, but you're really not. I mean, we have YouTube to get connected, but some people choose not to be. That's another thing.
I think that's the thing. I think if it has happened 20 odd years ago before YouTube was invented, God knows what it'd be like. I think you'd be able to find a lot more problems.
Right.
Then I think the lucky thing we have now, because of the technology we have, is that we don't have to be on our own. Whereas if it was 20 years before, but it's like before the internet even, it would be a massive struggle, and you'd probably see a lot more problems with it. Most definitely. So I think you're definitely on that one, and that's where people need to talk about it, because in the end, we all need to. The Orm show. What are the warning signs of? Right. In terms of, say if you had a kid and you had a newborn, and I've done a presentation on this to year one students. What was really, and this is why I want to raise awareness as much as possible, it's those year one students that have gone through BTEC health and social care, right? Their grades in GCSEs. The only question I got was how much you know about the liver. Was I did damage to it on a weekend, and those are year one students in nursing, which was pretty scary. But lucky to them, they took so much information. And they were so grateful for coming in and doing it. But yeah, the warning signs are if you had a newborn, if say for me, I was constantly feeding. If I the stools weren't the right color, the urine was the right color. If those sort of telltale signs are there, then you would then go ask for a blood test, because just by saying that doesn't mean guaranteed it's liver disease, because it could be like with urine, it could be kidney. So go and have a blood test, and then if your liver function test, or LFTs as they call them, are abnormal, say the AST, which measures how much rejection there is not right, or the amount of bile that's in the system is not right, then they will say you've got signs of liver disease. We're going to take you to what's in the picture in the background, King's College Hospital, which are a liver specialist, to go and have more tests and ultrasounds on the liver. So those are the sort of warning signs. The problem is with liver is when you start seeing signs, it's usually too late in terms of preempting and stopping something. It's more than just recognizing quickly there's a problem and dealing it as quickly as you can before it causes any damage. So, but yeah, did you say there was something else other than just mental health that that you wanted to raise?
I mean, obviously, there's so many diseases, right? Like there's a lot to raise awareness on. One thing I will say is on the liver disease, right? I think like for normal people, the biggest reason people end up with liver issues is alcohol.
Yeah.
For like the regular population.
Yeah, that's the thing, and a lot of people focus on that, and they may do it because they want to try and stop people doing it, because then it will mean that there's more access and livers available or something like that to help the ones that have not done anything wrong, like the children's ward and that. But for me, it's like you need to start focusing that that's a very small minority and a small percentage of how many types of liver diseases are actually affected by alcohol.
Right.
Because a majority of and I think I've said this in a previous stream, around 70% of them, or no, 63% of them, something like that, have got nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Right.
And that's the misleading concept, is that everyone seems to think it's got something to do with that. It hasn't.
Yeah. I think there's many reasons for it, right? It's not just the liver does a bunch of things.
I mean, I've saw someone last week who was jaundice, enlarged stomach. He was old. His attitude was like appalling, right? And I'm not going to make a judgment, because there's people that have made judgment on me, right? Trying to call me out as an alcoholic. And I've had that asked that's 14 years old, because so people don't know. And the first time I heard that, I literally, the nurses had to hold me back, because though he was about 6 foot, I wanted to knock him out. But now I don't seem to blame them, because they don't understand. Because there's so much perception from the media and that hardly any awareness is raised that have got nothing to do with it. Right? The media just want to raise awareness about ones that have got to do with it, because it's more controversial. If they've heard someone like me who's had 6 transplants, and all I've done is, like, say I've taken this and put rum in it, right? It would be so controversial. It would be click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Right? Views. Right? You know? So if you said you've done nothing wrong, they're like, yeah, well, let's worry about George Best's ones.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, you're talking about the stigma.
This is why.
The
This is
stigma of it,
This is why. Like when people mention about George Best, and I said, yeah, on a pitch, he was brilliant. I'm not going to deny that, but off
Yeah.
the pitch, I can't stand him because he's the most recognizable thing about liver disease. And
Right.
what's it done is that everyone that grows up with liver disease has to then question themselves and justify themselves to people who haven't got a clue and only just seen football.
Right.
Right. And just because he's just basically done this with red label on my head, alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I really got the issue with him. And I know he's got his own issues. He had his own issues, but I've seen plenty of people who've had those issues, had the transplant, and sorted themselves out
Right.
because they got that opportunity. He had the opportunity with the surgeon that has done all my transplants, by the way, and then did it, and then basically broke his trust and threw it in his face by doing it again. So yeah, you Football United, you missed my mental health. Oh, I do apologize. I do apologize, Matt. Honestly, I suffered with severe depression a few years back and almost ended it. Started this channel to control my thoughts. It's been a lifesaver. So thanks for. Hey mate, like you're a legend, man. You're always welcome on SVT TV, just as I'm always welcome on yours. Right, big up to you. Right, and thanks for sharing that because it's sometimes really hard for people to share stuff like that. I mean, I never thought I'd ever think about ending it. But like when I was told that I can't, there's nothing they could do for me anymore, like last December, I really was tempted because I was like, well, there's no point anymore. I've worked all my life and I'm not going to get any better. Like, so, and yeah, so.
That's another thing, actually. People get to that stage, actually.
I was really close to just like throwing my laptop out the window and just say, fuck the channel, I can't do this no more.
That's an interesting point because that people get to that point where they've done everything in the world, and then everything's just like the same, like the
and
block.
If you saw me when I was a baby, I was laughing when they were having needles put in me. They put needles in me, I was laughing my head off. So I've gone from that all the way to like to oblivion. So, but sorry, I was cutting you off there.
I mean, one of the things I would like to raise is, like even for, I guess in the UK you might have more of a stigma on alcohol. In the US, it's a bit less, I think. For the most part, I think what people should know is there are downsides to, like, I think they should be educated on how to use it properly versus like just being an absolute no, if that makes sense. Because I've seen, like, people have to realize what like alcohol poisoning is, I think, so they get the fact that they can't just drink an entire bottle, if that makes sense, just like a day, like over partying and whatnot. And then the other thing would be it's best to just figure out a way to like do without it. There's people that do drink every day, like every single day.
I think it's different to people who affects you with it because there's people who've gone out of a party who's gone absolutely smashed and it's killed the liver.
But I mean, I've
also know people that have gone out and get smashed and they've had to do it for about 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Before it's done any significant damage. And there's about in terms of that, there's about 4 stages you can get to. You can get up to about the 3rd stage, you can get away with it.
Right.
If you really look after yourself, that is.
Yeah.
You get to the 4th stage, you're screwed. And you're going to need a transplant. So it's scary to how much they've got to drink to put themselves in that situation. So,
but I'm talking more about the prevention of it. Like, like that is one preventable cause. So instead of like just stigmatizing it, just like
that's the thing, and that's why I sort of agree with what my surgeon would used to do, which is he always showed his kids the ITU ward, not to just show them about alcohol poisoning and that, but he did that to show them, look how lucky you are, right? Look how lucky you are. You're not in this situation. So Yeah, mate. Football United TV. Yeah, mate. Really difficult. First time I've said about it. Cheers for doing a great show. Speaking on raising awareness and exchanging these kind of things really helps. Well, mate, honestly, you know me, I'm always willing to help, and like big up to you if that's the first time you said about it. Right, big
Big
up
up,
to you.
Steve.
Great thing. Yeah, John. Like, I mean, like in terms of mental health, have you ever suffered with it, with mental health or anything like that?
Not really, not really, but yeah, not really.
No,
No, yeah.
not even during like this current lockdown at the minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. One of my parents got think that yeah got thingy got COVID. Yeah. In this time. Yeah.
Is she okay now?
Yeah. They're okay.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
hey, that's one thing. I mean, it's obviously probably a massive shock if someone in your family gets COVID and stuff like that. And the best thing you can do is just pray they're first all right, and then pray they don't get
Yeah.
any lasting effects, because there's obviously lasting effects afterwards. So
Yeah.
yeah. What I'll do now is I'll quickly moving on to um portal vein thrombosis. Now, bearing in mind, this probably hasn't got some of the symptoms that I'm suffering with, because probably mine's probably a bit more unique. Because the first time I had this problem, they didn't know about losing albumin. I'm just going to put, before I bring in ads, I think that's ads at the bottom there. Just before bringing, I've just got to type this up and put this up, banner up. And then I'll bring you on in the background. So yeah, ads. How are you?
Not too bad, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. There's before I go on to this portal vein thrombosis or PVT, right? Is there anything you want to raise? Any like causes and that? I know we did that mental health awareness show on your channel last week, which was brilliant. But yeah, there's anything else you want to raise at all?
Yeah, I do want to. I do want to do. I do want to raise something.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
I said, like it's obviously one of the biggest things and biggest problems in the world, but it's gone unnoticed this year so far, and the end of last year, only because coronavirus is here.
Agreed. Yeah.
Bullying, right? And I'm personally, I haven't been a victim of it. I've just been a victim of being wound up at school. I'm glad I've never been bullied, because obviously I could stand my own if anyone did try and do anything to me. But all I'm going to say is, I know people who do get bullied, but for me, there's no point in just sitting there and letting them do it to you. I personally believe you go talk to someone about it. You talk to someone about it, and yes, that could be a good call. Your parent, your teacher, anything. But if it doesn't, if you tell them and it still continues, there's only one thing you can do, man, and that's self-defense. And have I ever done it to myself? No, I haven't, because there's no need, because I know what to do in a situation. You have to just be brave. You have to just be strong, and you need to enlighten yourself and understand that you don't have to change who you are. You just have to change what you do in situations. And people forget that, because you are going to change. Everyone changes, because either your mood, your appearance, how you
Facts.
think. You never change in these situations. You change what you're gonna do. Obviously, yeah, you change in these situations, but you don't change who you are for someone who's mocking you, right? So, for example, you get called fat. You're not gonna lose weight. Don't ever change
Yeah.
who you are. Change what you do in a situation and someone
Only
disrespects you for
change
doing
if
that.
you want to change. Like,
If you
not
want to
because
change it,
someone else wants.
if you want to change it, you can change it. If you are happy to be who you are, you change yourself in a situation when someone's calling you that. If you've gone to support and they won't stop, use defense, man. They try coming up on you as well. You have to use defense. And this is why I tell people, don't resort to violence unless it's absolutely necessary. And I don't resort to violence, because I used to be very quick tempered back in the day. I used to get into fights with people who I shouldn't be getting into fights with. And I've learned that there's no point. Speaking out is better. And for me, I think it's a lot more. I think there's a lot more controversy when it comes to self-defense, because people think it's just violence and it's about fighting and what you see on TV, but it's not violence. It's self-defense, and if you need it, then you use it. And I haven't needed it, luckily, but I have got a few people that have been bullied, but it's mainly smart people that get mocked, and that shouldn't be the case, because they're just upset because who they are, and they can't accomplish what you're accomplishing at the moment. So just don't rise up to what they're, low life scum. If they ever want to get physical or be rude, you know what to do. You go talk to someone. If it continues, you self-defense. You take them down and you teach them a lesson. They won't do it again.
Yeah, but just before I add something in you, Bargav, as well, just got a load of comments coming. I don't drink, and it's a huge benefit for my life. There's no, I mean, you can enjoy drinking. I ain't got a problem with it at all. It's just drinking excessively, if you keep drinking excessively, then is where you need to go see professional help. Alex CFC, hello. Big up ads, Football United TV. Davey Beckham, hi Steven, have you seen the Arsenal Realist show? Any thoughts on him? Hope you're doing well. No, I haven't, but I might have to check him out. I'm watching Turkish stuff a little bit as well. So,
yeah, man.
Well said, ads. Yes.
Big up ads.
Yeah, but I had that during secondary school, and to be fair, I didn't really sort of. I mean, I kept reporting it and that, and the problem I struggled with is when I tried to use self-defense, I was never strong enough for anything. So you keep reporting it, and even though my mum was a TA and she reported as well, schools never usually actually end up doing anything, in my opinion. They never actually do anything or take any action, and there's always a single excuse or something. And when I've then gone and looked at so I just I said I had a couple of friends who would back us up, and I just end up ignoring it in the end. But it's when they started taking the mick out of my condition, that's when I lost it, and that's where I really lost it with them, and I'd start threatening them. So, and I think even then, to be funny is that those people that would pick on us for it, when I got to year 11, it was them that were asking my mum how was I when I was stuck in hospital, right? Or I was stuck at home because I was not well. So it's more, I think, that I was more adapted to people growing up as an adult rather than people around my peers. And once they started growing up and getting older as they went through high school, it didn't become so much of a problem.
You know though, Stephen, if they've done that, if they've been rude to you in the past and then they've actually been concerned of your health, then that's because I'll say this to people and then they'll find it very, very stupid. They'll ask me, what are you talking about? I think being rude and being a bully is just how life works. You're gonna have patches where you are that, and then you're gonna have patches where you grow up. I think these guys must have grown up whilst you were away in hospital.
I think the thing is as well is that he's come out later to and discovering how he is as a person, and so I think he was trying to I think he was in that he was struggling to accept himself for who he was, and I wasn't gonna say I ain't gonna say why particularly what in terms of accepting who he was. What I meant by that is that he was trying to find himself, and because he was trying to find himself, it was easier just to try and bully other people because of it, in a sense, because he was struggling with his own issues.
I mean, there's different types of bullying though. There's definitely physical bullying, which you guys are talking about, and then I've been lucky to escape that one. Some of the verbal bullying and the social bullying.
For me, it was just
bullying's the
verbal.
worst.
Verbal
bullying's
bullying
the
is
worst.
that's probably the worst one. I think that's a little easier to deal with for like the smarter people because you can just if you're you just develop like being witty and having like decent comebacks and stuff. But it can be still a drain because some personalities they take that stuff extremely like I mean when it hurts if that makes sense.
Yeah,
This
like
is
great
the
again.
thing. This is. I mean, Yonsha makes a good point here, and this is the thing. I think is no matter what happens, is that there's always going to be that part of the year where you're going to have peer pressure on you, and they're going to try and sort of find things to see if they can, like, get you to react or something like that. So it's that's where, unfortunately, is where you either sort of swim or you sink.
So that comment is right. Like what it's Davy Beckham said, which is like it doesn't just exist in schools. It's also in like work and even friends getting you to change and whatnot.
Beckham just made that just here. Look, so it exists in schools, but in society, from work to even friends, getting you to do things, and that will never change. It's got a point.
All I'm gonna say is I'm never gonna. The thing is, right? If my kids would like, for example, in the future, my kids have this problem. I'm not gonna sit there and tell them to fucking watch Karate Kid trilogy. I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not. You know what I'm trying to say? Because most people would do that. They'd think that's the answer. Just watch stupidness. It's a storyline. The real life shit does not happen. There's no synchronized fighting styles. If they want to fight you, they will go in on you and hurt you badly. They will hit you badly. It's not synchronized fighting. They will hit you and abuse you badly. I've been in fights myself. Have they been deadly? Yes, they have. Not deadly as in I'm there crying for my life. As in, it's just been scrappy. Like I've seen people fight and it's been scrappy. It's been very hurtful. But all I'm gonna say is, when someone wants something done, in that sense, they'll do it. And I'm luckily not been in a situation where I've had to stay out of it when my friends have been going through that, because I've had to help friends. I've had to help friends because I have a pack of friends. It's either they're cool, like either they're just slick people, or they're people who get seen as idiots into some people. But I don't care. They're my friends. I'll back them no matter what. If they want to get picked on, I'm gonna pick on the other guy back. Just how it works. But at the end of the day, this generation, it's less bully. It's more feuds than it is bullying. Like then it was bullying. Now it's more feuds because people are actually, fighting back. And it's not, like I said again, it's not synchronized fights or arranged lines from a script in a movie. They will say rude things to you that hurt deeper than what they're said in the films, and they'll hit you harder than they do in the films. So I'm just going to tell people, don't think you're a ninja, don't think you're a trained fighter. You need to go have lessons if you want that, but you shouldn't have to. You should just stand up your own and just tell them to back off, and it won't happen again.
I learned a lot from Quickly Night TV again. I learned a lot from reading Gandhi. Fighting gives you the win. Peace and love will always prevail against hatred and evil. Yeah, definitely.
100, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, John, have you ever suffered from bullying before?
Yep.
I mean, some people in particular suffer, some people don't. So, yeah, have you ever suffered it from before?
Yes.
Are you willing to? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's totally up to you. Do you want to talk about it when anything like that?
It was in the past, so I kind of like don't really want to talk about it. So yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's up to you. So I'm never going to put any pressure on you to talk about it at all. So,
that is actually one of the hardest issues, though, because like physical bullying, I think, is the hardest, especially if you're like you're saying, like you're like a physically inferior and you just get picked on. That should be on the adults actually, but verbal bullying is that's one I think like it goes under the radar that people miss all the time, even with like small comments. And
yeah. Right. So, like I said before that, I was going to show you this portal vein from
Yeah.
Bosis. But I forgot to ask, Daniel, are you still there?
I'm always here. I was just listening.
Yeah.
That's what you're
I
saying.
mean, is there anything you want to share about like bullying or anything before
Yeah.
we move on?
Oh, yeah. When secondary school, I did get bullied a lot, but yeah, my closest friends were dinner ladies and my cat, my nan's cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then like in 2020, we did have to put her down. So,
Hmm.
so that was hard.
Of course,
Still
it's
not
hard
over it now.
because as much as they're pets, they're part of the family. Right.
Yeah, but I was
So
I was there when we got her as well. I sat in the kennel and she just came straight over to me.
that's the thing. They're part of the family, and you love them just as much as family members. So it's always hard when like a family pet dies or something like that. So, David, you have to stand up and fight back no matter what. No matter what. Yeah, even if you get beaten up, if you walk away, you lose. Face and things will never change. They get worse. Yeah, I think the other thing to that is that I also find is don't show like that if they're bullying you, then they're trying to get a reaction from you or anything. Don't react. Just try and ignore them and ignore them and ignore them and ignore them, unless it's been really, really horrible bullying. Right? If you keep ignoring them, eventually they're going to work out we're not getting anywhere with him. We're not going to react. We're not getting reaction from him, so we'll leave it. So yeah. Quickly before last. But if anyone doesn't have anything else or anyone doesn't else come on, yeah, we're gonna go on to portal vein thrombosis. So let's share this now. So just gonna right. What is portal vein thrombosis or PVT? Is a blood clot of the portal vein, also known as the hepatic portal vein. This allows blood flow to flow from the intestines to the liver. A PVT blocks this blood flow. Although it's treatable, it can be life-threatening. Blood clots are more likely to form when the blood flows irregularly in the body, while doctors typically don't know what the causes of portal vein thrombosis. There are a number of risk factors for the developing condition. Most common include inflammation of pancreas, appendicitis, naval infection from umbilical cord stamp in infants, polycythemia or excess of red blood cells, cancer, or contraceptive cirrhosis of the liver disease, and yeah. So obviously, mine is liver disease where it can cause it. Because I've had liver disease and I've had liver transplants, it can also, yeah, it can also. Indiana here supporting. If you all want to come on, I think I've pinned the link up. If not, I'm going to send the link again actually, so you can all join and share whatever you want to share. So yeah, really good chat today, Stephen, like extremely good. That's not a worry. That's what we want to bring. We want to bring as good content as possible. So, because I've had a liver transplant, it poses me more risks of getting a blocked portal vein. So, in many cases of BVT, you may show few or no symptoms. Some of the most common symptoms of less severe clot are abdominal upper abdominal pain, abdominal swelling from excess abdominal fluid. That fluid swelling I get because I lose albumin from it. So what it does, and this is where it doesn't state this at the minute, is because there's not much known about what I've got. I don't get an enlarged vein because I don't have one anymore. But in terms of the portal vein, I'll take that out for a minute. What happens is that the blockage that it creates, it needs, the blood's trying to find a way to get around the blockage. So it creates little veins around the blockage to try and get there. And what it does, it creates these little collateral veins, as they call them, collaterals, as you want to call them. Now, whilst it's doing that, it's causing pressure on your lymphatic system. Now, your lymphatic system contains stuff like your albumin and stuff like that, which helps absorb stuff. And because of the pressure it's causing, it leaks the albumin that's in the lymphatic system out for the gut. So that's why now every week I've got to go for infusions every week, because I'm losing albumin because of this pressure it's caused. So, and until like either the veins grow or we do surgery to like solve the issue, which I can't do anyway because I've got no access, there's no way getting around it. So that's what they don't, that's what they haven't put up there at the minute, I feel, because there's not many people that have had that sort of problem. Hi Stephen, if you have liver disease, can the liver regenerate itself and cure it and make new cells? Yeah, it can. It can't cure itself, right, and cure the disease, but in terms of repairing itself, it can do over time. But yeah, and it can repair itself. It can create cells. This is why you can split a liver in half, and you can do 2 transplants. So you can do what they call a living-related transplant. This is what my mum did for my second transplant. We cut a left lobe of her liver and give it to me, and what happened was the liver regenerated itself in 6 weeks. My mum's my mum, her liver grew in 6 weeks after the operation. So yeah, it can regenerate and repair itself, but it can't I've very rarely seen it probably cure a disease. It probably has done in some people, but not from what I've known. But again, I can only give you what I've experienced, right? So it's like I said, if you want to look up further, then you can I will put these links actually. I will put these links. Copy. You should get Rebels to do one of these, mate. He's a doctor. We could, yeah, if I can get him on the right time and if he's available, because obviously as a doctor, he's probably like hella busy with what's going on right now. So yeah, if we could, then definitely. Don't know why it's done that. But yeah, if we could get him on there as a doctor, it'd be brilliant, because obviously it would definitely benefit not just liver patients, but everyone in general. It would benefit him probably as a doctor as well, because of the fact that he gets to know more about the liver in a specialized subject. Because just because he's a doctor doesn't mean everything about the liver. usually if you know more about a liver as a doctor, you'll most be specifying as a liver specialist doctor. That's why when you ask for a doctor and you've got cancer problems, you'll see someone in from that department, not just a doctor from the liver department. So if they have their own specialized field, because there's so many fields they can go into.
Wait, is that Roger? Yeah.
What's that? So yeah, just put these in the, so you'll find these links in the description below if you refresh the browser. Once I've just clearly cop. Are you joking? Hang on, I've just done that. Right, come on. Bear with us, guys. I'm just quickly updating this. Right, done. Are you joking, aren't you? No, I won't do it. Right, so what I'm going to do, actually, sorry guys, I've been doing this. I'm going to put these links in the chat. So there you go. There's the links in there. Right, so you can check them out there. Now, I'm going to try this one more time with just this.
Yo, Steven,
No,
Steven,
ain't
yeah.
gonna work. Right, go on. Yes. Just go quick. Sorry, just go quickly. Go through these comments. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll speak to him, mate. You. You've spoken about stuff before on my stream. If you remember, yeah, I definitely remember that. With your mum being a transplant, does this mean a better chance of your body accepting it as you both same DNA? It doesn't really matter, mate, because technically your DNA is still different. It's similar, but it's different. So it's always going to recognize it's not yours. So yeah, it won't make much difference, to be honest, mate. But you could say it could, but most likely it's not. So there's not going to be much difference. I'm going to be honest. So, but yeah, keep your comments coming, keep your questions coming in. So, nah, this doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to bloody do it, does it? No. So, yeah. Yeah, John, you were saying. Oh, hang on. Also, I know you have been on the Claude Bounces show. Have you heard he's been? Yeah, I did send him a message. He's okay. I haven't heard anything from him since, and I'm definitely going to check out that channel again and ask him if he's going to ask. Kathy, I haven't seen your name. Please see new in the chat. If you are, please subscribe. Ask everyone at the minute, right? Subscribe subscribe to S Featly TV. Right, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Right, I want people to like this. Let's try and get this trending as much as we can. Right, I want to see up to 30 likes, and I'm going to be checking you guys now. Right, I'm going to be checking you guys. Right, oh come on, we got to get the likes up. We got to get the likes up. Right, get those likes up now. Right, I'm not having it. Right, I don't care because I know there's only 5 people watching YouTube. I don't care if you're watching on YouTube, and there's 9 people watching on YouTube. I don't care if you're watching on Twitch, Periscope, Facebook. You get on there, you like it, you share it, you comment it, you smash the granny out the likes, man. Right? Can portal vein thrombosis worsen and affect other veins? I could get a clot in another vein. Right? The worst thing of all is this, and actually, I will show you this. This is probably the worst. Portal vein, probably thrombosis, like I have in a minute, is not bad because I'm in a manageable, stable state. This is worse. This, if you don't catch it in time, will damage your liver very quickly and destroy it quickly. So no, it's this, and I'm going to put a banner up for it. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly. This I've suffered twice, and it has caused 2 transplants. It's called thrombosis hepatic artery, and basically what it means is it's a very serious complication of liver transplant. It usually occurs within 2 weeks. The reported incidence in children can be as high as 42%. The methods of detecting hepatic artery thrombosis include Dopplers, angiography, CT scans, right? The mortality from the positive may be as high as 70% in children. Anticoagulant therapy alone is not effective in hepatic artery. Surgical intervention and retransplantation are usually necessary. From boliotic has been successful in 20%. Right. So this is, if you see here, this picture here, right, is this section dominates a well delineated area of the hepatic base. It gives you a good, this is what it should really look like. This is what happens when thrombosis hepatic artery occurs. It's all scarred. It's like scarred from both. It's all, its colors changed. It's destroyed. And this I've suffered twice, and this is not funny. It ain't funny at all, and the effects from it are disgusting. It's horrible. What tests detect portal vein thrombosis? Like I said, it's like pretty much like a hepatic artery. You can do it for a CT scan. You can do it for an ultrasound scan. Bloods. Right. If you have a bad blood test from your liver function, it could be a number of things. Right. And yeah, sorry about that. Just had someone trying to interrupt me and think they're going to talk over me. Yeah, but like I said, you have blood tests which could be a number of things. So then what you do is then do other tests other that, ultrasounds, CT scans, MRI scans, Dopplers. There's loads of different scans they can do to find portal vein thrombosis or hepatic artery thrombosis. Once they've discovered it, you need to act quickly on it. So can portal thrombosis worsen and affect other veins? It can affect other veins. It can get worse if it needs to. For me, it depends on the pressure it causes, but for me at the minute, it's good, it's stable. It's that I'm on anticoagulant heparin injections at the minute, so I'm on injections.
Okay. Yo, Steve, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wrapping up soon anyway, so
Right.
I'm just
Thanks.
yeah, no worries. But yeah, I just quickly see that I'm on these, which are heparin injections every night, so to try and prevent it, which is doing okay so far. It keeps everything else stable, but yeah. But anyway, I think I've pretty much covered as much as I can. If there's anything else anyone wants to raise, we've got 11 people still in the chat. Please keep smashing that like button, hit the subscribe button. Right, keep sharing his content out, people, because the more you share it, the more people look at it, the more awareness spreads. Right, the more it helps. Right, please, if there's anything else you want to raise, you want to raise some stuff about mental health, your experiences from that, your experiences from either bullying that we've talked about, right, or there's anything else you want to raise, right, please, I'm only going to be on that for another 5 minutes. Get your comments in, get your questions in, or come on the channel, right, and have your say and shout out any sort of causes or charities you want to raise, as well as raising awareness for children's liver disease. Thank you from friends in Chicago. Oh, if that's the same people I heard before, how are you? How's things going? Please let me know. By the way, all the stuff I've provided, it's from Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Some of the links are here. I can't put them in the description for some reason. I don't know why it's been an arse doing it, but yeah, if you just check out children'sliverdisease.org. So like I said, just check out here you go. Look, this is their website, children'sliverdisease.org, all done by, was originally set up by parents, families, carers, and look, if you're a researcher, if you're a parent with liver disease, and this is the thing as well, I'm going to raise this up because we are now towards the end of January, and by the 5th of March, I want to be doing something to help Children's Liver Disease Foundation, because the first week of March, just take this comment down, sorry. Still stable, she's awaiting transplant. Pray to God. Pray. Everyone, smash a like, subscribe, but smash a like if you would like to give her the best chance of getting a transplant. right, and supporting her. If you want to support her, smash that like button, get her the transplant she needs, right? And I also say to Kathy, if there's anyone else there in Chicago who's suffering the same problems, share this video to them, share the channel. I'm willing to help. You can contact me on all my socials are in the description below. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me wherever. I'm always going to be there to offer my help and support. Because though I'm not officially a volunteer at CRDF, this is practically what I'm doing and trying to help as many children around the world as possible. And you have got my full backing and support because I've been there, done it. It's not nice. So yeah, Daniel, you obviously be backing her and 110%, obviously.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Right. Just got to quickly raise as well. Big Yellow Friday, 5th of March, 2021. It's the first Friday of every March. This is their big childhood fundraiser. Right. It's time to shine a light on childhood liver disease. Right. It's donate to Big Yellow Friday. You can do it via that donation that way, or donate via my Just Giving page. So, like I said, the Just Giving page is in the description below, but I will put it in the chat yet again. Please, if you like this video as well, please donate what you can to this page. Right, we want to try and get to £1,000 by the end of this year as well, like we did last year. We did it in 6 months, so surely we could do it again, right? So yeah, here you go. Smash that, and give that as much money as you can, right? And if you want to know more, I'll be posting all these information up in the Discord server. So if you want to join our Discord server, right, where as like the Hive Network, you can talk right privately to me or privately to friends in the other chat. Yeah, please, like, this has also got football and F1 chats as well. Sign up to the Discord server. Have you seen Arsenal Wonder Kid Mixia X?
I think that's a fake.
Yes, Sadio Gunnar, this is a charity awareness show, and you've just made yourself out to be a complete bloody idiot, right? You're not funny. Get lost, right? Disgusting creature. Right? Why is it with people? Honestly. Yeah, I know. I know. Don't get baited. You're trying to bait me on a liver awareness show. Are you mad? Are you mad? Right? Do you know what? Honestly, right? Put him on timeout, man. Right? Yeah, so that ain't funny, right? You might think it's a joke. If it was tonight on the liver on the watch along, might have taken it as a joke, and I'm like, yeah, nice try, right? But on an awareness stream,
that's because it works on AFT event. He thinks it works on this. It's just being stupid.
Don't mind it as a joke on a watch along, but not on an awareness show, man. Right? You see, it's liver awareness show, and you're trying to do that. You're a twat. Honestly, sorry, my language and people if they watch that back through, but you are. End of story. I call it as it is. So, yeah, you can look. So many reasons why you should get involved. Look up people's stories, right? And yeah, you can do anything in terms. If you want to raise money on Big Yellow Friday, you can do it via. You could usually do cake stalls or stuff like that. You can do your own stream, right? You can, yeah. There's so many different ways you can, like run do what Captain Tom did, which is walk like a mile in your back garden, something like that, right? You can do anything to try and raise awareness and money for on Big Yellow Friday. So that's 5th of March 2021. Get that in your diaries. 3 years later, I'm in a much better place. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. So yeah. Anything else you want to add, Daniel, before we wrap this up?
Not really. Doing all right. Done good today.
Well, like I said, I know it's probably been long, very informative. Sometimes it can be boring at times, but yeah. But I appreciate your support, mate. Right?
Yeah.
Big up to you to coming on and
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bit sad today. I'm still sad about it, but I'll get over it eventually.
Hey, probably you are, because Frank Lampard is a legend. I mean, do you want to? I mean, we could talk about it whilst we're on here as well, because it's like we could talk about anything you want as well as just like liver and stuff. But
no, just the saying it's getting worse. Like how the reason why he got sacked.
But
it's getting worse.
Like
he ignored players and stuff and preferred players and all this. I'm wanting Declan Rice for ages. All this stuff.
Do you think Declan Rice will be a good addition to Chelsea? Or do you think he's overrated? Because some people say he's overrated.
I don't think he's overrated. He's Chelsea to run through, but I think he's enjoying his time at West Ham because he's playing every game.
That's the thing as well, is that will he get into the team straight away? I think, though, he might do, because Kante is now getting old as well. So that's probably an advantage for him. StreamYard link I've put in is for tonight is the Arsenal watch along. 7:45 we're live. It's Southampton versus Arsenal again. Right.
I'll be
quickly
working.
Give you the early team news. Oba is out for personal reasons. Tierney is out. Looks like he's going to be out because of a muscle injury. If he's got some sort of injury, I don't want him playing as much as we need him. So if he doesn't play, I can't argue. So it doesn't look like we're gonna we'll probably end up losing this game the way it's going in a minute.
I need a draw, to be honest, because Southampton got game in hand as well.
Yeah, I'd love to say that, mate, but I don't think we're going to help you, mate. But I think everyone's just now sort of, if yesterday didn't give anyone a shock into reality, then they're deluded, honestly. And I'm getting fed up with being told Mr. Negative or not supporting my club properly. Right? I'm not supporting a club that's quite happy to sit there in mediocrity.
Right, what happened to Lampard? Lampard's getting sacked, and you think our club has ambition.
But this is the thing, is that for me it had to change because the results weren't there. You had the squad, but the results weren't there. On paper, that team shouldn't be doing that. And if you're not doing that under Abramovich, it's only so long it's going to last. But then again, you as much as you say don't want to get rid of managers, it's what's brought you success for the last 15 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Because as much as you get rid of managers, that it actually means that your carer actually cares.
But we've had a club legend before. We've had Vialli was a club legend as well for Chelsea.
Di Matteo for a reason. He won you the Champions League, I believe.
Zola was assistant manager under Sarri.
Yeah, but I think he got you Champions League and then was sacked because you got knocked out the group stage the next season.
We won a league. We won a league and cup double, if I remember right. So won the FA Cup as well in that season.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Smash, like keep saying, smash the likes. I'm going to quickly check the likes before I go. Right.
Better like, subscribe, watch along later.
Yeah. Watch along later. If you find it informative for anyone. 30 likes, people. 30 damn likes. I am impressed. I'm impressed with every single one of you. Right. The only thing I'm not impressed with, no one subscribed. So, yeah. But, yeah, 30 likes. First time I think that I've got a show that's got 30 likes. So, yes. Big up every single one of you. Every single one of you. Would you swap one man for Cronky? Well, of course. It's not even a question. Right? Don't give me that. Right? But yes, I'm either gonna put this up as a banner. Right? And we're gonna end it on this.
Arsenal took out £150 million loan to loan players. What? It's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Get it right. Yeah, but we had to get rid of Ozil. We had to do. Why have we now created so many excuses for this board? Right? Where's the fucking money? Where's the? I'm not gonna go into it because this is an awareness show. Because I'll go mad.
Yeah, you'll go on a rant. So
well done, everyone. 30 likes. First time it's been achieved. If keep subscribing, keep liking, sharing the content, right? And we'll be back at 7:45 with Southampton versus Arsenal. And
good luck. I won't be able to watch because I'm at work. So
we'll definitely be on again another time. No, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Always welcome. So
thanks for having me on, mate.
No worries. Thank you.
No,
thanks for coming and taking time out to come on. So until then, everyone take care, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.